This building here behind me is a true time capsule dating back from the German GDR era. Are you joining me inside? Every house has a soul. Some shine with the warmth of the present. Others are haunted by the weight of the past. This house is one of them. For decades, this was home to Mrs. Irma and Mr. Eberhard. A simple life in the German countrysides, working the land, tending to their animals, raising birds that won swords in competitions. They lived through the days of the German Democratic Republic, through a time when East and West were divided, when history was being rewritten outside these very walls. But then, in 2008, time inside this house simply stopped. The floors fell silent, the laughter faded. And what was once a home, a life, was left to dust and oblivion. Step inside and history surrounds you. Frozen relics of the GDR. Letters from a world long gone. Fragments of war, remnants of a time when these walls held not just memories, but the weight of an era. History is a fragile thing. Blink and it vanishes. But today we bring it back to life. Let's step into the echoes of a forgotten world. So we just made it to another spot. Hopefully this time some better luck on our side. Let's check it out. We come inside a barn. Bicycle over here. Trailer here. Even birds inside here. We actually just spotted something funny. We did it so difficult and sneaky, but the door to the garden is just open. Another bicycle. So much hay. I'm really curious to find out if this house still holds something. Wow. Beautiful traditional half-timbered house. Typical for this area of Germany. It's time to enter this incredible place. I'm gonna close the door, but really this place is steeped in history. Used to be the home of a couple, Mrs. Irma and Mr. Eberhard. I think two quite German names, and this place that you're gonna see today is a true time capsule of the past. I'm currently standing in the main hallway. This is where everything is gonna begin. You gotta imagine that we're gonna find war paraphernalia, we're gonna find a lot of artifacts from the GDR era when Germany was still occupied, and we're gonna find some incredible items that learn us what the life these people was like, what they used to do for their work. I'm really excited, guys. Let's explore this site, and we're just gonna start off right here in the main hallway. Off we start an exploration, or maybe even rather a journey back in time. Walker is still standing here. You can tell that the person that lived in here was clearly of older age. We can tell there is an opening to the elements with the window just right open over here. And you're gonna see something incredible in a bit that is actually a direct consequence of that. Jackets, an umbrella is all still here, and look at this. Actually wish cards for their silver Hochzeit or their silver wedding anniversary. Now we have numerous ways we can already go here. Let's check out this door. Actually leads us inside a bathroom. Ooh, I'm not gonna film the toilet. That's repulsive. There are a lot of spider webs, bathtub, shower. And also strange that this bathroom is actually in this separated part. Okay. As you can tell, there is a lot of paperwork and envelopes littering the floors. These were for Mrs. Irma. Oh, this was even an entire shoe polish kit. More leather shoes there, old newspapers, even an old stove. We have a letter back there. Check this out. That's quite creepy, to be honest. What goes to a tiny basement? Gotta mind my head, because there are a lot of spiders, dead spiders. Oh. A lot of empty jars. The ceiling is concave here. There are more jars down here. Whoa. This is bigger than I thought. Looks like they stored most of the food here. I do not see any wine bottles or something. That's pretty cool. This is even a part of, actually I think a wine barrel. Ooh, it's also full of mosquitoes here. I could even hear them buzzing all around me. So let's head out. And we're slowly gonna continue our way up these stairs, since that's gonna lead us to the rest of the home. Look at this. Die DDR unterstützt Initiative der UdSSR. The DDR is actually the GDR in English. The German Democratic Republic. We are in East Germany today. And we are really gonna see a time capsule dating from that very, very era. Over here we can see a prize they won in 1971. And over here in 1978 for Mr. Eberhard. the husband of Irma, who lived there in the very last days until the year 2008. But there is a bird's nest inside, guys. Birds have nestled there. It's crazy. I don't want to stress them out too much, but this is unbelievable. And the people even won awards with birds. Now we have numerous ways to go, but let's just start in one of the most incredible spaces, the main living room. Sun is slowly setting in this German countryside town. And this living room is just an enchanting sight. Completely frozen in time. In another era, the woman that lived here must have been involved in farming. I found some files. We've done a lot of research actually, because there are so many interesting historical things to find inside. Old cassette tapes over there. And even an old pocket calendar of 1954. 1969. This is actually insurance papers from back then for Mrs. Irma. I think this was actually from the bank. Oh, you see? This is actually the stately insurance of the German Democratic Republic, the GDR. You gotta imagine that it's really post-World War II history from East Germany that we are just finding inside here. We have this huge couch over here and bench. There are still a lot of items on these glass shelves. Everything remained inside of here. And I'm almost completely sure that Mrs. Irma was the last woman to live here. And that her husband, Mr. Eberhard, departed this world first. There are even these very old film reels. Negatives. Books still on the rack here. And even a radio, Berliner Rundfunk, Radio DDR. Probably a few of these radio channels do not even exist anymore, or at least are not going under the same name anymore. Because the German GDR is history. Look even at this. This is also interesting. Tag des Bauarbeiters. That means that people that actually built and constructed buildings was a national day of celebration for them. Look at this. Very traditional looking clumps. I think they were self-made. Nice stove right here. Even some old piggy banks on top. A charming time capsule. Almost magical. What was this used for? They actually put some flip-flops and stuff inside. And maybe also some carton for the wood burning stove. And over here we have the very building that we are exploring. You can see once it was a vibrant place. There was no vegetation at all, and currently this entire inner courtyard is completely shrouded in overgrowth. October 2008, the last date visible on the calendar. Look at this little grooming set, completely pristine. And even all the other little bottles and products for grooming are there. Even a picture of their dog. You can see the frame right here, full of spider webs behind it. And it's actually, as I said, quite charming to see how sun is slowly setting and shining right here on their table. Very vintage looking lamps, quite retro. And we even have some old games on top of here. Pferderennen, running horses, tennis, and even this old Bible. Look at the cover. And when I'm saying old, I genuinely think this might be from the 1800s. At least it looks really old. Sadly also decrepit. It has went through a lot of ages. And as well on the table we can see soldiers. At least I think they were soldiers. Or they wear something else. And that's gonna follow in a bit. It's gonna learn us more about Mr. Eberhard. The work that he most likely used to do. And trust me, that piece that is in here is definitely of museal value. Let's now go into further detail in this corner. We have a wonderful sewing box over here. You can tell the woman loves knitting, loves sewing. Later in the video we're also gonna find a sewing table. Wow, all the buttons, sewing threads, and trust me, this is a pretty cool table because you could bend it out like that. Sadly, window over here is just smashed. Television, very retro one as well. Still some nice decoration on top of it. Even in here, everything is left behind. Wow. Glasses, little cups. Just think back of the time they were having a nice glass of liquor from there. Old cap. As I just showed, the plants are completely dry and barren. They haven't been watered for more than 15 years. Okay, there are some drawings and sketches in here. This was from Irma. Look at that. She was interested in traveling, I think, or at least in geography. Maybe it was even from her school. Who knows? Who knows? But that was an incredible room. As you can tell, there is a connection to the next room. But I first want to walk through here, because there is something wonderful on the wall here. Some German words of wisdom. Der Mensch braucht ein Plädchen und mehr ist noch so klein, von dem kann sage, sieh hier, das ist mein. Hier lebe ich, hier lieb ich, hier ruhe ich aus. Hier ist meine Heimat, hier bin ich zu Haus. Okay, this is actually quite touching to read because they're literally saying, this is where I live. This is where I love, this is where I rest, this is where my home is, this is where I feel at home. A wonderful message. You can tell that this place was once filled with life and love. And right now, it's been so abandoned, so forgotten, that even between the banisters, there are maybe even one of the thickest cobwebs I've ever seen. Continuing to the next area. And this used to be their kitchen and also little dining room, or dining corner, I could maybe even better say. They also had a little sink here. You can tell there was some shower gel, this denture. And it's so well preserved. That's the beautiful thing. The corridors and the floors are littered with paperwork. But for the rest, you can tell this place has been incredibly well preserved. Even all the spices over here. They had all these glass compartments still filled with pepper, white pepper over here. It's all still in there. And then over here, what they used to wear when they were cooking in this very kitchen. And it was not a modern kitchen like we know it. It was even a rather primitive kitchen. We have a little portable furnace over here and a combined oven and furnace right there. I'm gonna show that in more detail in a little bit. But firstly, let's check out what's in here. And you can tell all their kitchen utensils, even oil and everything they used to cook with, a press. These tools, these kitchen tools are so old. Very artisanal. Curious. There is multivitamin. Not sure if I can find a date on here. It's definitely been standing here probably since abandonment. Strangely enough, I cannot quickly see a date on it. Oh, even all their cups right here. Tea. I think Mrs. Irma loved making a cup of tea and drinking some tea. It's all completely stocked and still in the place where it belongs. Over here we can see another sign of the love between Mr. Eberhard and Mrs. Irma, their silver wedding anniversary. And I believe that's 25 years. Now, this is an unbelievable sight. This is the dining corner, and right here is a plank with still a very dry piece of bread still on there. I can't believe it. So well preserved. Razor blades over here, another part of a denture. I don't want to touch everything, but you get the point. And again, a very retro lamp. Over here we actually have another name, and that makes things very interesting. Because I didn't know this, I didn't find it yet. This was from Herman. So maybe they got a son, but I assume, and that his name was Herman. And over here, last newspapers, November 2008. So you can really tell that this home is more than likely abandoned since then. Now, remember what I just mentioned, not just the dogs, but look at this. that could be Herman when he grew up. Over here we have the little mad kid. And then right here, again 2008, the clock stopped ticking at 6:30. And now I really want to show you this room one more time from this angle. Check that out. It's not a very big place, but there is just so much to look at, really. Like, so much history, and upstairs there's even gonna be more history. But before we're going there, and yes, I walked around again because I just came from there, is another room. Between it also letters, pictures, just completely neglected. And this was another space where they actually put their canned food. And some canned food is still in there. Oh, look. These pickles were actually expired in 2007. This is even completely stuck. I'm not sure when this expired. Cannot really find a date, but I'm carefully gonna put it back where I found it. On top of me are again a lot of cobwebs. Definitely don't want to step inside of there. Look at these vintage looking boxes and also bottles of a pharmacy. This is even a price list. Just littering the floor. Not sure price of what. Actually, all kitchen tools. It seemed that most likely Mrs. Irma had a big love for cooking. I think these also used to be in the kitchen. And what used to go in here? I thought maybe some lavender, but no. There's nothing in there. Receipt here. What is it? It's actually from a bus ride in 1997. It's crazy. Why would you save that, you know? Actually, for the first time, I didn't notice this, but if I lift this away, there is even another little frame. Now, gonna make my way up here and show you the upstairs rooms. You're really not ready for these rooms. Like, what we're gonna find is, for me, very special. I think this is one of the places filled with the most historical treasures that I've explored in Germany to date, and that really means something. Oh, so many spiderwebs again. Whoa, electric stove over here. That's rather modern. Well, I'll just briefly give you an overview of where we are right now. There is even an attic, multiple rooms to go. Let's just firstly go here. And isn't this adorable? Was most likely from the sun. Definitely some children's clothes. All the ties behind it as well. A lot of black clothes. These could have been worn to funerals. Even a fur coat over there. There are more film reels. And so many pictures of a bygone time. From travels, from weddings, that all once took place, but the people in these pictures are most likely not even alive anymore. If only the walls could talk, I think they would speak volumes. Whoa. I'm curious if maybe some of these photos are gonna be in front of this very house. Little boy. Okay, remember this photograph, because there is gonna be a story to this later. Probably family photo. That's probably Mr. Eberhard that we just saw, growing up as a child. And also look at this wonderful desk with the ornate details. Even a card playing game right here. And a letter from 1951. I find it funny how there was not enough space on this piece of paper, so they literally wrote on every corner they could find. I used to do the same when I actually needed to do a test on my school and there wasn't enough space on the paper that they gave. There's actually a French black coat hanging here. And this leads us to another room with the sewing machine that I just mentioned. The brand, I think, is Singer. There is also a serial number right here and a wonderful table too. And even some wedding photos. Would it be them? I mean, it's possible. If I look to the woman, she does look like Mrs. Irma in her later days that we're gonna find in a bit. There's even this letter purse right here. Check this out. It's still filled with all the guys. This is unbelievable. Okay. Believe it or not, this is probably from school. Tierproduktion. Oh, okay. This brings us again to the topic that I mentioned. They were also farmers, so somebody went to agricultural school. And all these things of the school and other paperwork is still in this bag. And over here, you can see that this was from Mr. Eberhard. This is from 1947. That's incredible. That is just completely preserved, just like many of the other things in here. I wonder who these people are, because I think many pictures are even so old that they're even from the parents or great-grandparents of these people. Great-grandparents could go back to the end of the 18th century. Wow. Again, I like the ornate carvings. Very intricate. Even the Easter bunny right there. Way more clothes. And to be honest, they still look in a pretty good shape and condition. I mean, you could definitely give them a new life, donate them to people in need, but instead they are really just left forgotten here. I think this was for the grandchildren. Some toys, maybe even part of a dollhouse at once. And this was probably in a bag at once, because this is all about agriculture again. I found this notebook before and it's still completely full. All the pages have been written. Old cigar box. And check this out. 1965 it's writing about. 100s and thousands of West Berlin people are coming to the capital city of the GDR to see their friends and loved ones again and to celebrate. It's really hard to believe that this all has went on one day. People couldn't see their family anymore, couldn't see their loved ones. There is even a dictionary French to German, so most likely they were trying to learn French, or maybe even had some French roots, I don't know. They don't really have a French name, so it's hard to say. Now let's enter probably, for me, the favorite bedroom in this house. Check this out. Wow. Even over here on the walls. Very interesting coat. Even a teddy bear still on top of the pillow. And maybe this was Mrs. Irma when she was younger. 1951. This is written with a typewriter, guys, imagine that. And then this is actually a magazine from 1908. No way. That's over a century old. Over a century old. Nah, that's super well preserved. Whoa. How can it be so well preserved? We all know this moment. That is very precious. I really hope somebody saves this piece of the 17th of September 1908. Angels over here in the frames. Even this baby bed right here. What have they done? They even put like a shoe underneath the paw. Strange. Also in here, as you can tell, all the bed linen and more clothes, mostly feminine clothes. You can tell that these are quite mold ridden, but the others actually are strangely well looking at naked eye. We have photo albums, more pictures. Julia was the name of this girl over here. She was 4.5 years old. There is no year. It's unbelievable. This is so well preserved. I'm literally sliding pages through a bygone era. You can see another picture in Germany with a half-timbered house, just like this place. All these people, once again, they once lived. And who's still thinking of them? Probably barely anybody. And that's really a message that I want to make, guys. Just live your life to the fullest, because the next generation might still remember you, but the generation after that is gonna forget about you. Your memories are gonna end up in oblivion, just like the life of those people. If there is nobody that takes care of the stuff, So we only have one life. Let's make the very best of it. With the time that we have on this globe that we call planet Earth. Oh, look at this. A letter from Berlin, 21st of March 1947. Liebe Irma, lovely Irma. You see, she's asking how the sun is doing, so they did have a sun. Okay, we're learning more and more and more. But now look at this mirror. It's very strange looking. I've almost never seen that with a mirror, but this must be the glass peeling of the mirror that's starting to let loose. But it almost looks like a paintwork. It's pretty unbelievable sometimes what nature can do. Massive chest over here. Greetings from Berlin. Yeah, there are just cheese inside, and I don't want to move the purses on top. There's also a little stove, another suitcase. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's locked on this side. I can't open it. There are even still bed pans right next to the bed. More clothes. It really looks like they tried to make a mattress out of all their excess clothes. Old German books. A hat, and then the absolute highlight of this place. What we see here right in front is a uniform from the German National Railway, better known as the Reichsbahn. Something that's, yeah, really historical, and it's actually quite little in size, so I think Mr. Eberhard was not very big. We can still see Irma standing on the cloth hanger, but I think it's not the original hanger from this uniform. And then over here on the wall, probably the father and most likely the mother of either Mrs. Irma or Mr. Eberhard. Very intriguing to warp back to such history and find such items in a place. But now it's time for the very last rooms and the attic, guys. If you already thought it was amazing so far, please do not forget to smash the thumbs up button, because it really helps. It's the best free support you can give us. Spiderwebs right here. Shoes still in there, medicine. And also over here the wallpaper is all just slowly peeling. We have another bedroom with kind of a similar bed, to be honest. For a place that's been abandoned for so long, it's incredible how all these corners are still so untouched. Way more mementos over here. Denture even. What the heck? And this is a touching and trailing photograph. The last picture of Mrs. Irma. And I have to be brutally honest, it doesn't look like she's doing well. You can maybe see for a little bit her hands are also swollen. She has a very red, inflamed looking skin color. I think things didn't end up well with her health. And just like all of us, She departed this earth. I like that almost every room has a different lamp hanging on the ceiling. There are way more wish cards for the Christmas season on the grounds. And again, Mrs. Irma looks like she maybe did some factory work or maybe was a cook, but this was definitely in her lunch break. And also right here, more coats and blazers. And it's all folded up. So many pieces. Simply just left to rot. Glasses of her. And even a very old stove that would once keep this very bedroom nice, warm and dampy. Finally, right on the opposite side, we have the last room on this floor. Literally crawling over all the bags and clothes. And look at this room. A crazy sight with all the peeling wallpaper. We have some old hats over here. And this is one of the only pieces of wallpaper still hanging. You can see the ornaments on top. And even some embroidery over here. Ooh. Sounds like there was a big insect over here. Please leave me alone. I come in peace. And yeah, you can tell the drawers, also in the other bedroom where I just was. I didn't open the drawers, but they were all still completely full. And even if I peek right here, behind the door, you can tell there's also just jackets and everything. Simply just left. Now finally, I'm gonna show you the attic. And by the way, this looks like it was maybe a little bath for a child or something. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, as per usual. But let's go up here. Pumps. Oh, look. Puzzle blocks of an old game. I'm still wondering what is in these bags. Hey, we have another name. I found Herman, but over here we have Otto, 1955. Who would have been Otto? Otto, Herman, Eberhard, Irma. 3 men, 1 woman. Did they have 2 sons, 2 children? 1955 is a long time ago. Look at this little stroller over here. I don't think it was even used for a child, rather for maybe like a baby doll. And a broom right there. We are right in the attic. You can even see all the antennas over there. Really cool. It's sad to imagine you're walking over so much history actually. I'm also not sure how safe the floor everywhere is. Although I didn't see any strange things on the other floor. You know what I just find strange, by the way? Over here they put planks. Like, why? Because the main door, at least in the inner courtyard, is just open. I really don't understand. Really not. But anyways, I think I'm also gonna finish it off right here. And I do really hope that you enjoyed it. For me, this place was very special because it was full of family history of a bygone era. The GDR doesn't exist anymore. We're in East Germany, and then to see that, and even the Reichsbahn, the railway uniform, was very special. Now, if you thought the same, guys, I will keep it short, then you know the drill as always. Please like, subscribe and comment right down below. Also ring the bell notification button and check out our channel memberships and Patreon page if you want to receive some cool rewards and exclusive perks. And then in the end, auf Wiedersehen from Germany. Thank you Irma, thank you Otto, thank you Eberhard, thank you Hermann. I loved exploring your house, and I will see you on the next one again, guys. Peace out.
Next week on Explomo, we spent a night in an abandoned manor deep in France, waking up to explore its untouched history, filled with antiques and forgotten relics of a lost era.